Hey guys, what is up? So today's video will be ball python care and are you thinking about getting one, pros and cons. So I have my ball python with me today, Sasha. She is about a year old. We got her when she was about 3 months old in October, so she's probably right at a year old. So she is pretty big. I feed her, well, I'll get into that in a minute. So, are you thinking about getting a ball python? So, just some things just to keep front in your mind, just boom, am I going to get one, is how long they live. They live for about 30 to 40 years, mainly 30 is the average, but they live forever. I mean, if you're 12 or 14, you have to think, I'm going to be going to college in a few years. Is someone going to be able to take care of my snake? And you may think, oh, it's just a snake, no big deal. But I know a lot of people that are, ew, snake, gross. So that's one thing to consider. Another thing to consider is ball pythons are one of the pickiest eaters out there. When we first got her, of course the pet store is going to say, yeah, they eat frozen thawed, blah, blah, blah. Well, kind of. Some ball pythons will. And I wish mine did. I'm not going to lie. But the pet store said they would, and we tried for 4 weeks in a row trying to get her to eat frozen thawed. Did not work out whatsoever. She refused to eat them, just kind of whatever, and didn't eat them. So we tried live. My mom was not too happy when I told her, yes, you know the cute little snake that was supposed to eat frozen thawed that you're letting in your house? Oh, by the way, we have to feed live mice. Did not go well. But eventually, it's not a big deal. But she eats, when we first got her, she was eating pinky mice, one every 2 weeks, no problem, didn't really concern her. And then after a while, a few months after that, she kept looking for more, and she was kind of getting a little bit aggressive. She was hungry. So we fed her 2, 3, 4 pinky mice, and eventually it was getting up to 6 pinky mice a week because she was growing and growing. And the pet store we were going to didn't have hoppers or lost the word, but larger mice. So now we go to a big wholesale store. I order them, and she eats 2 large mice a week. And sooner than later, I'm going to have to either move her up. I'm going to go to 3 after a while and then see if she gets big enough to eat a small rat. And then once you feed them a small rat, depending on how big they are, that can last them up to 2 weeks, depending on how big your ball python is or how old they are or things like that. So that's just one thing to consider when you are getting a ball python is food. Because, yeah, some ball pythons will eat frozen thawed, and others, like mine, will not. Another thing to think about is humidity. I live in the middle of Texas, Central Texas, so it gets really dry and hot out here. So I had just a normal screen top, no biggie, thought that would work. It didn't. So after paying $80 for just a screen top, just the average screen top, I had to get another one. I got an Exoterra 18-18-34. She loves it. But this thing was $150 for just the tank, nothing else. And for some people, that's a deal breaker. Just because to keep the humidity in, I had to pay $150 for a tank. And for me, $150, yeah, that's a lot, but at the same time, it's not, because it's my pet, and this thing's going to be with me for 30 to 40 more years, so take care of them right now. But some places, if you live in a tropical area, you may not have that problem, and you can use a screen top, but I personally, in Central Texas area, we cannot, because today it got up to 105, and in my Anole tank that I just now created, it's a vivarium, the humidity dropped from 90% to 60% because I forgot to turn my humidifier on. And that was not good. The tree frog was not happy with me. So that's one thing to consider. Another is, can you get the temperature correct? So the basking temperature for a ball python should be anywhere from 88 to 96 degrees. Mine is at 100 exactly. For some reason, she did not use the basking spot when it was at, I think I had it at 93. She did not use it. So I bumped it up, and finally at 100, she started to use it. So she'll spend 30, 45 minutes out of an hour on her little rock in her basking area, and that works. The ambient temperature in the cage needs to be 78 to 86 degrees. Kind of hard to do if you have like a square tank like I do. So one thing I found is you put the heat at the very back of the tank, because I have more of a rectangle. So I just put it at the back of the tank, and she comes to the forward if she gets too cold, because I have my heat pad in the back. So that's one thing you can do. Or other things is just put all the heat in one corner of the cage, and whenever she wants heat or humidity, I put a water bowl under there that helps with humidity. She'll go to that corner. But the humidity should be around 50 to 60%. And most houses are 40% humidity, so you just need to wrap it up that extra 10% for humidity. For some people, no problem, just put a humidifier in their room, but I have wooden floors, so it's kind of hard to do. I have to put plexiglass over the top of the screen cages, so I don't have warped floors. That's just another thing to think about. And these things, their growing patterns are very weird. So with her, she is a year old, and the lady said they grow at a constant rate. That is wrong. If they say that, they were wrong. So sometimes in a month she'll shed 3 or 4 times, and then others she never sheds. And I did some research thinking, is she okay? Why is she shedding so infrequently or frequently? Well, it all depends on them. Some grow really fast and will just shed, stop for months sometimes. And then they just hit a growth spurt just like humans, and they will grow an inch or two. So she was very small. She was about 10 inches when we got her, and she's a little bit over a foot, I would say. Yeah, almost 1.5 feet right now. So that's just one thing to consider. That's just another thing to consider is how big, and you have to continue to grow their cages as they grow. One false thing that people will say in pet stores, which just drives me up the wall, is the animal will only get as big as the cage. No, no, no. Yes, you can shove a ball python in a 5-gallon when it's a newborn, and it'll grow and grow and grow until it physically cannot. It takes the whole square inch or square foot of that 5-gallon, and it will end up dying or have serious health problems like go off feed or things like that. So it is false when people say it'll only get as big as the tank. False. You will have to grow. That's what I was told, but I know that is incorrect because I've had 2 or 3 reptiles before her. I've had just different animals that I know that would not work. And to wrap up the video, I just want to say thank you. If you watch, please like and subscribe. Here's Sasha one more time. There will be plenty of other videos. I'm starting school tomorrow. I spent all day getting my chemistry done. I had 23 pages of that, 2 more books to read, AP sheets, and all of that. I'm in cross country, swim, track, and forensics. That is a debate and speech team, and that's taking up a lot of my time, so I will try to post as much as possible. I'm currently working on getting a Canon, another camera, I think a Canon GX, yeah, something like that. But yeah, thank you. Please like and subscribe again. We'll be posting a lot more once the school year gets going, such as challenges. I am possibly getting a bearded dragon today, so if I do, I will do a care video. I'll do a setup video of their tank and describe everything I'm doing. I'll do one for Sasha. If you want one, please comment below and share my channel. I'm trying to grow, and this is kind of something fun for me to do when I have a chance, so please like and subscribe. Thanks.